Hello.
It's here again, and as you can see, I'm extremely tired, and I look kind of bad. It's because today just been kind of rough day for me, and one little finger cured for me. I got kicked really bad into my thumb in a sparring, and I just don't feel so good. Tomorrow I'll go on a medical check and see if anything is wrong with me, but I hope not. I think I'll be good, but we'll see about that. I should be good. But anyways, today is another time for a little story, I guess. Let's pop it in. This little memory just got back to me as I got kicked. Like, I was like,
Man, shut
and then this thing suddenly came in back into my memory. It just kicked inside of my mind, and I like, yeah, I should tell people about that. It will definitely be a good lesson for them. Maybe not. I don't know. It's just something about ego fighters who are pretty one-dimensional. Well, I'll tell you about that in a minute. So it's been a pretty while ago by now. It's been like 4 years ago, I believe. Maybe like five. I was as a 14 or 15 years old. I don't remember, to be honest. But that's about time it happened, yeah. So it's about time when I got out of the judo because of a thing that happened to my coach, a terrible accident. My judo coach got into a big car crash and lost both of his legs, and unfortunately my coach couldn't coach judo anymore, and I'm just left with that yellow belt and nothing else. That was really unfortunate because I really like judo, but that's not a problem because eventually a new gym opened up, which was kickboxing, and I decided to try it out. Maybe it will be good for me. I mean, I knew some about boxing and kickboxing because I did kudo after all. Kudo is about mixing anything because kudo is karate, boxing, like jiu-jitsu, and a lot of that. I mean, yeah. I basically did some grappling, but like all these throws, all these new grips. I knew some little bit about it from kudo, but like, yeah, I just learned about judo a little more, learned its lore and more like this. So I really like it, yeah. Judo was sweet for me, but yeah, things happen as you can see. So about that kickboxing, the coach sees that I'm a pretty experienced guy, that I know something about kickboxing and stuff, and he says that he got a guy who is pretty good, who is like trained since he was like 12 years old, so he was basically 2 years older than me. I believe he was 16 when I was either 13 or 14. So, yeah, an older guy, a little more experienced than me, but he was like maybe a half of my head taller than me. Like, yeah, he had some reach advantage as well. So yeah, and coach asked me if I want to spar somebody in a week or so, and I said like, yeah, sure, I don't mind because I like sparring. Okay, it helps me to get around those people a little bit, to like enjoy my time with them because I like fighting. Okay, not like beat the living shit out of this guy type of fighting, but sparring fights are my favorite things. Like, you practice with your homies, you just do it for fun. But when the situation asks for it, of course, I control my hands. They was ready. Though they are a little damaged by now. All my knuckles look pretty bruised by now, and I don't feel so good. I actually recovering this one, trying to treat it right now because it's pretty broken. Anyway, it's not about that right now. So, this one guy who took kickboxing since he was 12, he came up and we talked a little bit. He seemed like, well, a pretty average guy. Like, he liked to vape back at the time. He was used to hang out with some people I didn't like. What else to say about this guy? I don't even know. I don't want to put him in any shameful way. To be honest, he's a pretty good fighter. He's pretty skilled. Okay, I'm not saying like he's a bad fighter, but he is the ego fighter in the story. So we decided just to hop on the mats, just to play around a little bit and spar. So as we did, we hop on the mats. I'm taking my stance. I was just starting off pretty easily, like throwing a couple of jabs, low kick. So we just do some basic combinations, then we move on, throwing some body hooks, clenching up, sometimes throwing fake knees, like touch knees, like one of these when they go. When they just touch with their knees and stuff. So we basically had a pretty chill sparring and nothing else. I started to think like, yo, this dude is pretty nice. We can maybe spar sometimes again. But then one thing happened. So he caught me with a little bit of a tricky one kick. I believe he somehow faked it with so he made me raise my guard up, like he threw a double jab, then he came down to my body with a cross. He backed off, sidestep, threw a spinning back fist. It landed, kind of stunned me, and then he kicked me with his left foot with a spinning hook kick. And that kind of got me a little bit. It got me clocked on my jaw. We were wearing helmets and stuff, but it really, really hard. It got me in the jaw, and I don't know, like, I wonder how it's gonna look like if I put headphones on. It's oh man, it's actually pretty funny. Alright, so as you can see, there is pretty a bunch of padding, but like, it clocked me pretty good, and it got me alright. So yeah, it wasn't the most pleasant experience to catch a spinning hook kick to your jaw, even though you're wearing a helmet. There is actually, as you know, a lot of more of these blunt impacts, like a lot more concussion stuff when you get punched in the helmet, because helmets don't protect you, they just prevent bruises and stuff. But most time it comes with a brain damage and, other consequence. So this kick got me dropped. I sat down on my ass and I was like, okay, if we go in that way, I guess. I decided to keep it cool, maybe just throw a light high kick or something like this. So I just put some extra, pressure on him, threw more jabs, more body hooks, tried to, catch him in a couple of tricks. He was really good. He was protecting most of my attempts. But then, at a sudden, I managed to land a question mark kick. And then I went for a hip sweep, which got him a little mad. Yeah, he didn't like that I swept him down. And he was like, yeah, okay, good. We kept on sparring, and I'm just feeling this guy putting more force into his kicks and punches. Now I'm like, dude, chill. I thought we were doing like a pretty light spar. I'm going light. And I'm just feeling like, okay, this guy's getting emotional. Maybe I just should tell the coach about this. Like, I don't know why I decided to ignore it. It could have been a lot better if I could have just said to coach that this guy's getting emotional and he doesn't belong here or something like this. But we kept on sparring, okay. Then I managed to put him down his ass second time when I throw a first front tip and then a side tip kick, and this guy falls on his ass again. This time he didn't like this. And I just got kicked to the body the very same way I got kicked today in the sparring, and it really, really got me hurt. I didn't manage to check it in time. He threw it so tricky, so fast, couldn't even, telegraph it. He didn't telegraph it, he didn't put it in any obvious way, and it got me like maybe full force even. Oh man, not the most pleasant feeling, I'm not gonna lie. I almost threw up with this one, and it really hurt me. So this guy got really mad. And this is about the point when I came up to the coach and saying, nah, this guy's emotional. He got me kicked so bad, and I don't want to spar with him anymore. Give me another partner. The other guy was pretty chill. We just did some boxing and we just tapped each other with our feet a little bit, and that's it. But this guy was just a hell sledgehammer hit me in my stomach, man. I don't know. It was so painful. I I wasn't sure if I can take another one if he hits me like this, but I really didn't want to see that or test it or anything like this. It sucked a lot, okay? It was painful. It was so painful, man. And I hope I really won't experience it ever again, but it happened today and I just had to tell you about it. The funniest thing is, it didn't end this note because after the training, after my stomach got a little bit of a treatment, I felt kind of better. Just chilled a little bit, took some time off between sparrings, asked my partners to not to show body shots for a little bit, just hit my face, maybe work some guards and stuff, do some clinch work instead of like going any contact at all. So yeah, I felt pretty alright by the end of the training, even though we all were a little sore. I had done some abs after this. Oh man, it's like eating before training and then doing some abs workout. Yeah, I felt like I was about to throw up the whole time, but it didn't happen, so thanks God it didn't. But so, as I said, it didn't stop after that, and this guy came up to me in the locker room, and he said like, dude, why did he do that? I did what, man? You got me kicked with that hook kick, and he goes, you did this, you did that, you put up the extra pressure at me, and I felt unsafe and started to hit you with everything I could have. But what was the reason for this kick, man? You kicked me full force in the light sparring. You kicked me full force in the light sparring, man. What am I supposed to do? I had to change a partner so you wouldn't like injure me a little more because of your childish behavior. And acting like a child in a gym when you're experienced and you know how to harm other people, it's pretty dangerous. I tried to explain that. And he's as an older guy should be understanding it. But nah. He's acting like a man child, man. He keeps on doing all this monkey dance to me, even headbutting me a little bit once. And I was at my limit, man. I don't know. I could have just started a fight right here in the locker room, but I decided to take it out of the street. I mean, like, okay, man, if you want this so bad, we can have a second round in the street. If you want to put your wraps on, maybe take your gloves in, I don't care. I will go bare knuckle as usual, but, well, I'll put some wraps on myself a little bit because I was scared for my hands. My hands were always all bruised because of the fights I was getting in, My city was wild, man. People never let me resting. Always caught me like lacking or stuff like this. I was always walking around in, pretty dangerous blocks where I had the ops and people who didn't like me and all that. Hell. But yeah, not about that right now. So yeah, this dude was like, ha, yeah, let's go, man. I'm waiting for you outside in here. He just puts his clouds on quickly, going bare knuckle. And I think like, okay, I'm gonna take some time off then. I take my mouthpiece out, wash it a little bit. Drink some little bit of water, eat a snack I had, and like put my reps on pretty quickly. And I go outside, waiting for this guy. Some few other people from the gym who see that they went after us to watch the fight and record it. Unfortunately, none of the footage have saved up to these days because of a new phone I have, and all the things on my old phone are gone. Then I cannot bring any of these things up, unfortunately. I'm sorry, no footage for you, not today, not anytime. Yeah. So we come out to some sort of park, I believe. Yeah, was it the park? Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah, man, it was a park. Yeah. So we came up to a park. It was pretty dark already. It was like 8 p.m., 7 p.m. around that time. Training either starts at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m., so we go outside a little earlier. So people are just getting a circle around, starting to record the fight, seeing me, warm up my tendons a little bit, do all of this, all of that, some stretches, getting ready, and thinking about my strategy. So from the sparring with this guy, I just felt like, man, I shouldn't let myself get lacking with this one body kick. He will kick my ribs so hard they will break in a moment as he touches it. I don't even know. Man, I didn't want to test this guy in a stand-up game, so I decided the best thing I can do is just go to the ground, take him down, get him done. So we square up to each other, putting our hands up, and here he goes. I can see that this guy had little to no idea how to, punch a guy with his hand like empty. He knew how to hit it in the glove, but he didn't have an idea how to do that with a bare hand. But I did. Because why? Because I hit bitches in the face with my bare knuckles, man. I did that on like weekly, monthly basis. Once in a time, in a couple of weeks, I had to kick or punch motherfucker in the face. Things do be happening in my town. I was a really bit of a conflict guy back at the time. Yeah. So I decided to not take my chances, seeing this guy like putting his hand in front. He was keeping a sort of a long guard while I was quite peekaboo this much. That was like peekaboo. Kind of give me some false sense of security. I don't know. I knew that if the guy hits my hands, it won't protect me much. Like if my fingers press against my face, it's gonna hurt as well. But it's just nice to keep your hands by your face, so this guy would know that these weapons are mine, and this my guns I'm gonna flex at him, and I'm gonna scare him with. So as this guy goes for the first jab, it connects and gets me somewhere around this part of my skull. It was a pretty hard one, a pretty stiff one to take, but I took it, kept on going. Alright, he landed another jab. This time it landed on my cheek. And yeah, this was yet another stiff jab, and I had to eat it. And I think like, mm-hmm. I remember that. Wait, hold on. I remember that. Two stiff jabs, cross to the body, low kick. Okay, let's see if that works. He does the same again. I managed to slip one jab, managed to slip another. Then I see the low kick coming in. I check it, raise up my hook. He catches it, jabbing him in the face. After I managed to jab him in the face, he just feints back a little bit, and I use that opportunity to land a front kick and put his ass down as they follow him to the ground. Just getting that top mount was almost too little, no, resistance, and starting to just maul this motherfucker's face. And we got broken up in a second. And I remember this guy saying like, hell man, what the hell are you doing? I thought we had a kickboxing match. Man thought it was a kickboxing match on the street when we came up to the park in the middle of a circle of people, and we would throw kicks and punches at each other. Of course, my man, it was a kickboxing match. Kickboxing match on the ground with extra rules to it. Nah. It was obvious who was the winner here, and everybody just took it. I beat an older guy who had more experience than me. But I mean, I had a lot more ground experience than this guy. And I managed to take his back right after I got a top mount. He tried to scramble out, like maybe cover up. He tried to grab me on my body, like get my hands somehow. Maybe he tried getting me to a kimura, I don't know. Maybe he just tried to stop me or something. But I managed to get out from top mount, catch his hand and take his back. And then I just kept on punching him, but from his back, getting him in the jaw. Yeah. I don't want to offend any kickboxing fans out there. Like, I know you guys are tough. I believe that. I've seen kickboxing guys doing the craziest ass shits. Kickboxing guys are super, but don't be egoistic ever again. Don't think you're the best guy out there. Don't be the big dog in the gym. Like, if you are the big dog, that's okay. Don't flex that. Don't attack people because of that, because I don't respect you. If I look, I didn't respect this guy because he threw a full force kick in light sparring without letting me know that. He's raising out the face, let's turn into hard sparring. And I fell for that trick, okay? And this guy was older than me, and he threw tantrums at a younger guy. What did I have to do than just kicked his ass? This is how things do be happening, okay? Ego fighters are just disgusting sometimes, man. I don't want to see them. Like, maybe you've seen that clip of a woman beating a guy who's like 4 times more jacked, who's 5 times more bigger than this woman. BJJ girl just chokes him out with a rear naked choke in a few seconds. After this guy thought like, yeah, I can beat any female in a fight, man, I can beat any female in a fight, and I can beat any boxer in a fight, and I can do this, and I can do that. Man, fuck you, just, nah. Get real. Stop capping. Cut the shit, man. It's not worth it. So guys, all I want you to do is never be greedy with however much experience you have. I was happy to kick this guy's ass, but he just asked for it. We even got it to the street already, so it was whatever. We got broken up, we had our business figured out, but we never ever sparred with each other ever again in the gym. I decided to not to give this guy another chance because he's mad. This dog gotta calm down before he gets to spar with me again. Because if he does, I think he's gonna cripple me. I was like a little paranoid, 1 month or two, because I felt like, man, this guy's waiting for me. He's super extreme, so he wanna stab me and do some shit to me. Ah. And he knew some guys I didn't like, so we had a beef with them. They had a beef with me, so this guy did as well. But I guess he told them just not to fuck with me because I kicked his ass too. I kicked a lot of ass of many powerful people out there. Being a pretty weak guy, you know. Proving people wrong is my favorite thing sometimes, but really, only way I can prove it is just by throwing fists and hands and kicks and elbows and anything else. There's no any other way I can convince people that I'm quite better than them with something and just prove my point. I don't know. Not that I have some anger issues, don't yeah. Don't worry about it. I totally don't hit people on daily basis anymore. You can't believe me. Look at this face. Can you believe this guy? Would you believe this guy? Just kidding. Okay. So, that's it. That's all I wanted to tell you. Don't be greedy. Don't be one-dimensional. Maybe try cross training. Maybe do some grappling so you wouldn't get into a top mount, get fucked up by a better grappler, and just you know don't be a dipshit. I don't know. Whatever your problem is, don't be. Come on. What's your what's your what's your deal, dog? Sparring is for learning, not for fighting. When we spar, we learn. We don't want to injure each other. We want to learn. So that's all I wanted to tell y'all. I think if you get the lesson and you get it good, you'll be alright. If you didn't get it, whatever. So guys, it's been G here. Thank you a lot for watching me again, my little videos I make. Just want to talk with some people sometimes because I'm pretty lonely out there. Not playing games anymore, I don't know, just nothing like it. So guys, I gotta concentrate on YouTube, like these videos, like this type of videos and stuff. So, yep, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. It's been G here, and I see you next time.